As we are now
Wow.
on to the last chance of the ZNQ to survive our upper bracket for these playoffs. Well, if ever there's Angie that the extremely slave will take the victory for this game 3, I think they will break the cycle and they will change the history. Because as what we know, we're so used on to seeing and watching here the team of the Centauri QEON only losing when it comes into the grand finals matches, even on our big leagues and tournaments here in Europe. Just like when they got defeated by Kid Bomba on to the MEEC season number
Oh,
2.
yeah.
To those who don't know, guys, Kid Bomba is so popular here in the Philippines. And
Oh,
also,
yeah.
Centauri Peon, they got defeated onto the season 3 of the MEEC. Also, grand finals. But this time, why are they losing on to the first night of our playoffs here against the extremely slay? So we can say this team is something.
Actually, we could say Hito said that the extremely slave did their research also towards the side of our Centauri Keon. Whenever that the Centauri Keon or CNQ is creating a gameplay, they're on it to counter that, and that upsets Centauri Keon. And they need to reset, they need to reread every clash, and that is stressing them up. So, what they need to do in here to find their comfort fix, which could lead into a overall lenient goal that whenever they got a kill, go for their objectives, take down towers, take down buff or jungle trips, and take the major objectives as well, such as the turtle. What is happening right now because of the zoning that Koshik and Kingsta is giving towards this team, Mr. Death just getting those major objectives freely. If not, the Arima just focusing on the kills and not getting the retributions right at the time. So again, Mr. Death is going to take the major objective. So they need to be more wary upon their positioning, upon their retribution, in order for them to get their momentum run. But if they don't do that, they're not going to do that. That might be the 3-0 sweep that this team of the extremely slay is aiming for. They want to clear their names. It's so that they doesn't want to be called out as the dark horse, but rather they doesn't want to be called as the comeback kings. They want to be a team that serve up the from the lower brackets to the wild cards up until the winner of this tournament.
Yeah, and guys, we cannot deny the fact that CNQ here is more known as of their big leagues from their past tournaments. But I think that kind of backfired against them because this is the edge of the extremely slay right now. If you are a new team, if you are a dark horse team onto a tournament, then you do have the secret weapons. Unlike onto your other opponents, where are having more identities already built up for them, then you already know what
Mhm.
are their possible picks, what are their possible strategies, their rotations. But for the extremely slay, they still have the surprise factor, but I don't think this is no longer gonna be surprise and luck for the extremely slay if they're still gonna be getting the victory for the game number 3. The CNQ, they already have enough time to get to know their opponents. And now, if ever that they won't get this victory, then that's gonna be it. They will be going. There will be the first team to go onto our lower bracket. But for now, onto our draft picking phase, guys, we have this Bruno getting stolen by the CNQ.
Looks like Arima will. No, that's not Arima, but it's Kulak to be the one to use that Bruno. So it's going to be a difficult situation. Both of the teams are aiming for that heroes, but right now looks like Wicked is the one to use that hero very well. So we're going to see if CNQ could pull that hero as well. But Hitsuzen, the Matilda, just cut off the bird cage, he will be flying high, soaring high towards this game, and it's quite scary because it's in the hand of our extremely slave.
Yeah, Kingston now got the freedom for this Matilda. And knowing how hard Sicilian is to reach onto the back lines because of his range, then players right now of the CNQ might be having a harder time to reach the Sicilian because of the extra mobility that can be provided by the guiding winds of Matilda. And
Mhm.
this is the Sicilian, Dorsanji, that I've been waiting for ever since our game number one. But I was
Yup.
actually hoping here that it could be used by the CNQ for them to get their revenge. But it's on to the hands of the extremely slay. And okay, you still have the Hayabusa and the Garad Kacha for the Centauri QEON to give this threat against the Sicilian. That it's like you need to pass over the dead body of Wicked. You need to remove this Matilda so that you're gonna be reducing the survivability of these backline players for the side of the extremely slay.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Matilda is such a lifesaver whenever there's a engagement towards the backline of our team of the extremely slay, but partner hits us in. Upon this situation, they prioritize the Bruno, so they missed the chance upon getting the Sicilian in here. Well, I think that is a good call because if ever Wicked got the Bruno on his hand again, it could be another devastating situation for our CNQ. But on this situation right now, looks like the draft is quite being balanced, and both of the meta heroes are present on each other teams. But what is intriguing me was the what is the pick what is the Hayabusa pick for Arima, because this is going to be the first time over that 2 games.
I've been expecting this Hayabusa to be used by Mr. Dead, but now on to the hands from the jungler of the Centauri QEON. Hayabusa is a very good pick against these backlines right now of the AXSY. But because of the extra sustainability that can be provided shields of the guiding wind, also with the effect of the flask of the
Mhm.
oasis, this will be a challenge for this Hayabusa to create or convert it into a pickoff. And with the guiding wind, you can also get close to someone if you're gonna be if you're gonna be tapping that out so that you can share the damages of the Ogi Shadow kill, right? So you need a good execution. But for me, it's not the Hayabusa, but the biggest threat from the CNQ, their main weapon right now to get their revenge and prevent the extremely slay from sweeping them down with a score of 3-0 is CNQ. They need to protect this Bruno. Let this Bruno have a good positioning when it comes in
Yup.
to dishing out those numbers of damages later on for this game 3.
Protect Bruno no matter what cost it is. So with the Bruno, it looks like the bodyguard is on here. They're going to pick out the Aurora just to protect the backline of their teammates, but hit Suzanne. The silver lining is, again, is smiling upon the extremely slay as the team of the CNQ ban out the Alpha. The Melissa will get out of its cage and will be used by Wicked. So this is another devastating moment. They need to think of another strategy, how to fend off this hero and the Fanny as well. This is such a headache, partner. This is going to be another roller coaster of emotions, and possibly this Ruby might counter out this uh Fanny as well.
Melissa, ladies and gents, this is the hero that Wicked used against the Rain. I think a team that we can consider one of our supposed to be top tier teams on our MESL. But yeah, with a beautiful landslide and an epic comeback, this is the Melissa of that they used to get that victory. And now we also have Tiffany of Mr. Death. At least, Dorzanji, for the Centauri Keon, they do have what it takes. They do have here enough crowd controls and especially this ability of the Don't Wow Move King, along with the I'm Offended of Summer to possibly stop the cables
Mhm.
of Mr. Death.
Yeah, the cables of Mr. Jet is quite deadly, but there's a layering of crowd controls now for the side of our Centauri Kion. They have the Aurora, the Katakacha, and the Ruby itself. So, to counter out Fanny, they have the Donrankin Wolf of Ruby, but as well, after the Avatar of Guardian hit, they could layer it with the Frigid Glacier and pick off most of the players on the side of our extremely late. But the thing is, they're going to have a hard time bringing down Melissa as the go away is present on that situation. So they need to be wary, especially Hayabusa.
Yeah, let's see now for this game number 3 if these crowd controls from the Centauri Keon will connect, or will it be the momentum of the extremely slate to become unstoppable? It seems like slowly but surely we're getting the answer for that question, because the first blood will be secured by the XSY against Mikazuya.
It's going to be another hard time for our CNQ as the momentum is getting on the side of our extremely slay again. Mr. Death once at it again, getting the turtle and take a look at it, partner. After getting the turtles, they're aiming for the kills. They are quite deep on this situation, but there are a lot of walls to play out. And take a look at that. Another kill on the side of our extremely slay, making the double for Bubble.
Bro, this is just our 2 minutes mark of the game number 3. But what is happening for the players of the Extremely Slay?
You
They
know,
are taking
aggressive.
this jungle of the CNQ for themselves. And yeah, they're not letting any space and any chance to breathe against their
Oh
opponents.
no, one after another, they taking down the player of our CNQ. They're not giving them any rebreather as they want to dwell deep in the places,
No.
but that will pay off as Aurora or Meng will take down the two players. That is the Melissa of Wicked and Kingsta with this edit. So looks like our team of the Extra Play is kind of getting the kills that they wanted, but our team of the Centauri Keon is finally fighting back, retaliating towards the aggressiveness that this team is giving to them. Look like our team of the Centauri Keon is tired of being dominated by extremely play.
Yeah, Dorsanji, this is a good start for the Extremely Slay. But there is something here that I'm worried for them. They're being too confident and too aggressive. If ever that this goes too much onto their heads, it is possible that later on they might create a big errors, and yeah, that will be the opportunity of the Centauri Keon to possibly stop their momentum and get a victory for this game number 3. So I think it's, yeah, it's not just the Centauri Keon who needs a breather here, but also a mental reset for the Extremely Slay so that they can prevent those kind of failures.
Yeah, and maganda. That is a beautiful engagement again. What a beautiful pickup is coming from the Fanny, really tearing down that Gato Chacha. But what is it? They're trying to have a dance with somebody towards the top lane, but the go away is there to save him from the Ruby. And right now, the team of the Extreme Slate is there to fight back, taking down Summer, making it a winter, as cold as a
Kind of.
3 point player. And take a look at that. Wicked getting Meng down and Mr. Death as well. Although there's a Rima for the Ogi Shadow kill, but it's not going to be enough. And he will go down as well. That is another triple kill on the side of our team of the Extreme Display.
1 in 3 to 4. That's a big clash being won for our Extremist 3. What kind of opportunities will be opened up for them because of that clash being won by them? I think this is going to be the destruction for that level 1 tower for the top lane against Centauri Keon. These needles of Wicked are enough to pick that off. And that's also another early tower destruction, given that we have here our gold plates for our towers to add additional sustainability. And look at the fast rotations.
Yup.
Uh, a few seconds before, we have the Melissa destroying a tower into the top lane, but because of the guiding wind, Melissa
Oh
is
no.
up in action for the bottom side.
with that bottom side being dragged down, being rattled by ours extremely slay. Gotta catch up with the avatar of Gorgon. The AOG man is being used defensively twice, and take a look at that. Another turn down, another takedown for the
Oh,
Bruno. Mr. Deck is going to wave towards that player.
oh no, Kulak is the one that you wouldn't want to die here for the players of the Centauri QEON. Because this Bruno of Kulak is their late game
No,
investment. This is their late game security. But if Kulak gets getting punished,
Arima.
then this late game might not happen for the CNQ. And that's going to be another purple buff being stolen by the players of the Extreme Slay.
Looks like our extremely slate doesn't care about depth. They just want to
Yeah. This is now our another total being secured by Extremely Slay. Their momentum is becoming unstoppable.
oh
And
no.
there is taking this dominating match already for the game number 3. Is this now the 3-0 sweep that we're not expecting for the Extremely Slay? Because honestly, guys, before this live stream started, I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't dream
Yup.
any of this. But Extremely Slay, they're proving us wrong. They're not just a team that's winning only through comebacks after comebacks, or they're not only winning through miracles, but they can win also through domination and surprisingly against a team such as Centauri QEON.
Oh no. Another upset again, another kill going in the hands of our Sicilian in here. Hitsu Zen looks like the Sicilian is going to be the poison that the extremely slay is going to use on the Centauri Keon. We're talking about the Centauri Keon using that Sicilian as a antidote towards the poison that they are giving almost anytime that this team of the extremely slay enters. And
Oh
right
no!
now the Sicilian is quite
Oh!
dominating this game.
Ice skating ring to be done by that Aurora beautifully done. We have this cold dead body against Kingston Da Vinci. Also still, we have more casualties against the Centauri Keon with Kulak and
Oh
Summer
no.
going on to the afterlife. Going next as well for Meng. Two more alive. It's gonna be the
Oh
OD
no,
shadow
they
kill,
hit
but Aruma will pick up as well. Last man standing because he is gonna be here, but he will not be going so far from his level 2 tower.
Oh no, those pickups are quite crucial. Arima is going down alongside with Meng, two of the damage dealer on the side of our CNQ just got picked off. This is the thing, Hitsuzan. Arima should not be being picked up as often as this because the damage is on his shoulders right now. Aside with the Arima with Meng's crowd control layerings is there to at least cure the aggressiveness of this team of the extremely slay. They're being picked off like they're ragdoll being played by a little girl. And right now, team of the extremely slay couldn't help themselves but to pick this player up. It's kind of like they are helpless.
Yeah, and what was that from Mr. Death? He's not the roamer, he's not the tank, but he's the one leading the initiation. Even up against all of these crowd controls against Summer, he managed to get that 3 kills and possibly this destruction against this inhibitor tower for the middle lane.
Oh
On
no!
to the ZNQ, another possible assassination attempt from the
Oh,
control, but that's
bubble!
not going to be enough damage. Take down Arima, Summer going to get taken down, and now here comes the minion siege for opening the opportunity to
Okay.
take down this crystal on the base for the CNQ. Another pressure onto the top lane with the inhibitor tower getting destroyed by this level 1 lord. Is this gonna be the end?
Oh,
EOT gonna be used. Now maybe Kazuya, but the tower lock focus on the goal with a victory 3-0 sweep for the extremely slay